Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, and all the transgender individuals, and homosexuals, and gays, and all you cocksuckers. I would like to just greet you all that, I'm trying to be as inclusive as possible, that if I haven't done so, maybe you would, when you go to the bed tonight, you maybe will not be able to sleep. Maybe days and days you will not be able to sleep. So I'm trying to be as inclusive that you guys won't cry and be happy. What the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, so today we're gonna talk about a shitty debate between Ann Kasparian and Ann Coulter in Politicon 2017. That actually it's not worth watching. Okay, so I am doing actually favor to you, because it was a very shitty debate that you cannot take any value from this debate, and it's such a waste of time. So do not do like I did. I watched whole this fucking debate and it was such a waste of time. As I said, I actually didn't plan to watch it. I actually wanted to watch the first 20 minutes, and then after 20 minutes I somehow watched 10 more, and again 10 more and 15 more, and I opened my eyes at the end. I saw that, wow, I watched the whole debate, that it was it was nothing really to take anything, that I didn't learn anything. I didn't it was no value to take, So let's so I'm gonna, in this video, I'm gonna show you the highlights, and I'm gonna show you the most important, not that important, what you are expecting from these two dumb people debating with each other. So I'm gonna, but in this context, the most, important, noticeable moments, highlights, fails, and the best points, if the video has. So but first of all, I would like to say that I don't like either of them, so I am totally impartial. I actually honestly I haven't watched Ann Coulter that much. I've seen her videos once or twice, so but I know Ann Kasparian so much that I really despise her. I really hate her, this horse-faced fuck. But let's go. Let's start the debate. First of all, let's start the debate. First of all, the crowd was not that, the greatest ever, because there was many brainwashed TYT fans that acted so low, they acted like fucking retards. They were clapping what Ann Kasparian was saying, like whatever. If I'm sure in the debate that if Anna would say that yogurt is white, they all would applaud. Oh, yogurt is white, woo, yogurt is white. Like they were that low, they were that bad. The loser TYT fans, most of them are retarded people, unfortunately. So let's start. So Ann Kasparian, actually, in the debate, let's go to the actually I wasn't expecting from Ann Kasparian, because she's a person full of hatred and negativity, right? Negative. She's so negative. She's full of hatred, and she's oppressive and repressive, and she's really a nice person. You can never call her a friend. She's very disrespectful person. But she actually tried to act like a nice person, as you see right now. Watch it.
You seriously can't hear her?
So Ann Coulter has problems with microphone, and I was not expecting this nice move from this horrible human being, Ann Kasparian. Kasparian. It's like in Armenian they say Kasparian. Very, very ugly language. Anyway.
I'm getting a lot of thumbs up.
I know this is crazy, but I kind of want to adjust it because I mic myself every day. Do you mind if I do it?
Ooh, look at that unity already.
Here.
All right.
Here.
No, it can't be on that side.
Can you throw your hair
so
over
you
your
just-
shoulder?
I don't know why these T-Vital losers, why are you applauding? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? They act so low, you know, they act so low. Anime, so low. Not solo, because they were... There's so many people, but they are acting very low, very low. Anyway.
There you go.
Talk a little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's that working? Can you hear me? I think we're going to have to do that.
So it happened that she actually used the microphone like all the debate, so it's not a huge problem, so let's skip it. So let's talk about moderator, or this guy who's wearing this weird glasses. Not that weird actually. This guy was not, I think, impartial. He was not neutral. He was, I think, on the side of Ann Kasparian. And so, and I was not actually expecting him to be there on the side of Ann Coulter. But just to make a note, you know, to make a small note that this guy was not impartial for my own opinion. He was biased, and he was actually on the side of Ann Kasparian. Also, he tried so hard to not show it, okay? So let's go to 727. There's a, I think it was in 727, that Ann Coulter made a very dumb statement, like her statements during the debate, during the debate made her look like a stereotypical blonde, you know, dumb blonde woman, you know. She actually put herself in this box that she acted like a dumb blonde stereotype, you know, dumb blonde. So let's see what she says in 720.
But he'll win in the end. He's interviewing for The Wall.
He's talking about Donald Trump.
He has a fantastic attorney general. He has a...
It was the point. Like, why the fuck you say he has fantastic attorney general? There are a lot of allegations about him. Like, there are many allegations, and recently Donald Trump actually tweeted about him. Like, he actually criticized his attorney general, which is very weird, like very fucked up thing there. Why do you criticize your own cabinet member? Fire him. Why you are criticizing him in Twitter? It's like very stupid, very childish. But she said, let's watch it again. She said he has fantastic attorney general. Oh my god.
But he'll win in the end. He's interviewing for The Wall. He has a fantastic attorney general. He has a fantastic head of ICE. So as for what he has promised and whether he's implementing it, I'd give him a B. I'm looking for an A by the midterms.
I want to respond to that. I just want to.
If you don't mind, I would like to.
Yes,
So
yeah.
so like the moderator actually he will ask right now a fair question, which actually makes her look like even dumber.
But just
Sure.
want to.
Do you, boo?
Does the president think that he has a fantastic attorney general?
The fuck?
He seems
Like,
to not
really, what the
agree
fuck?
with you.
Now she will, like, of course, try to you know, pivot a little bit and say some other shit that actually change the topic and actually fix her mistake, because she's also aware that she did a very stupid mistake by saying he has a very fantastic attorney general. Oh my god.
Well, If we're going to get into the flaws of the Trump administration, I mean, I think the original sin was something that I've been perfectly open with him and the world about. Americans don't like nepotism. I don't think he should have brought his son-in-law into the White House, and I think a lot of this has to do with him being worried about the investigation going after his son-in-law. I think he's right not to want an independent counsel. There's a reason Congress got rid of the independent counsel law. You can't just have this unaccountable roving commission looking at everything you've ever done. I understand. I feel his pain. I feel his frustration. But no, you shouldn't be, posting your own attorney general. If you don't like him, fire him. You're the president. But look, he's done. I don't think that is nearly as bad as the first thing I didn't like.
So as we see, she accepted what the fuck she actually said in the previous, her previous speech. So let's go to another thing that I actually thought that it was a very good answer from Ann Kasparian or Kasparian. In the natural accent. Anyway, the Ann Coulter said that she actually thinks that Donald Trump is a very, very, non-interventionist, like a bit more peaceful in comparison with other candidates of 2016 US election. Ann Coulter says that Donald Trump actually was peaceful and he's actually more non-interventionist, but Anna Kasparian, actually, to be fair, which I am fair, gave a really great answer. So watch this.
Some of Obama's foreign policy in the form of drone strikes. In fact, it increased 423%. We are bombing like crazy in places like Yemen. Okay? And this whole notion that, this Muslim ban is trying to keep the terrorists out of the country. Doesn't anyone else find it a little strange that Saudi Arabia, one of the countries that was obviously involved in what happened on 9/11, is not part of that Muslim ban? Right? So, I mean, I know that the right wing has been very vociferous in terms of trying to make Saudi Arabia pay some consequences for it. Trump isn't making him pay any consequences because he has financial interest there. I want to go way back to what you said about, legislative wins and policy. When it comes to the issue of immigration, it's kind of fascinating because Obama got a lot of criticism for being soft on immigrants, right? But
so, in this exact second, actually, Anna Kasparian talked about this bombing Yemen and increase in the drone strikes, which she is right, okay? Because Ann Coulter tend to speak not with knowing the facts, so she says whatever comes to her mouth. But Anna Kasparian, actually, she gave a very good response there, and she actually attacked about Saudi Arabia, that how Donald Trump did a very very, very actually unexpected thing from Saudi Arabia, because he was very, very anti-Islam, so everyone was expecting him to be tougher than previous administrations of United States, but he actually showed the world that no, it's not the case. It's not the case. He prefers money over his values, over the safety of the people, his people, and of course the people in the world. So he doesn't care about that. So he's very cool with Saudi Arabia, which is the #1 state sponsor of terrorism, which Donald Trump is. Donald Trump now has very good relations with the King of Saudi Arabia. So overall, before going to the next clip, she agreed actually, and Coulter agreed that she also was not expecting this move on the issue of Saudi Arabia from Donald Trump. Generally, Ann Coulter was actually rude. But Anna Kasparian, as you saw in the beginning, she was helping her with her microphone. So maybe you thought that, she's very nice, person. Oh my God. So let's see the bitch inside, the total bitch. This horrible person, negativity inside Anna Kasparian actually reveals, she shows her real face, that she's a bitch. She's a real bitch. So she actually shows how person she is because she was interfering with Ann Coulter before and after Mass, but in this exact second of time, she actually became, she acted in a very rude way against Ann Coulter. So watch this.
To private industry. And you know, this notion that if we just make it a free market system, we had a free market system. And guess what? A lot of people had no access to health insurance because they were being denied for pre-existing conditions. So there are a lot of positive things, there are a lot of positive things that came out of the Affordable Care Act, including, don't get emotional, including allowing us.
It got heated, it got like the debate became much more, how to say, there's a polemic, the controversy, increased in these exact seconds, and theoretical losers, these stupid brainwashed people who was packed in this place, started to clap. What the fuck, like, let's watch this again. She was like, she showed how rude she is.
No access to health insurance because they were being denied for pre-existing conditions. So there are a lot of positive things, there are a lot of positive things that came out of the Affordable Care Act, including, don't get emotional, including allowing us to purchase health insurance without fear that we have a pre-existing condition, allowing people up to the age of 26 to remain on their parents' health insurance. There were a lot of positive things, but it was flawed. And instead of Republicans coming in and saying, hey, you know what, let's find a way to lower.
Anyway, but actually it's not that, how to say, horrible thing to say that I am talking, but, you know, just like you can say actually in the when someone actually interjects herself or himself in the discussion, of course you can say, but you can say it in a much more normal way and kind way, not with this full of negativity and hatred and ugliness, because Ann Kasparian is very ugly woman, both inside and out, and her miniskirt today didn't help her. She's ugly anyway. So actually Ann Coulter tried to get revenge from Ann Kasparian. So let's see what she tried to do, because Ann Coulter, both of these women were actually pretty rude, but no problem, I will show you the video. Just a second, which it was. Approximately this. Okay, watch it.
Look, as I just tried to explain, but again, it's like talking to the old Soviet woman who doesn't.
Old Soviet woman. Oh my God.
Grasp the free market.
Name calling is super
isn't a
classy.
question of whether
Name calling is super classy. Oh my God.
take care of our poor, and I must say, immigration makes everything harder, and one of the biggest things it makes harder is the distribution of welfare.
Okay, so let's go to let's actually try to avoid the personal conflicts with these two, and let's go to some actually some real issues. So let's see about what they say about immigration. So here it is. Watch.
Of that happening. My parents are immigrants. You know, my dad was born in Syria, my mom was born in Armenia, I was born here in Los Angeles, and nothing makes me happier than seeing different cultural, different heritages all around me. And for some reason, there's this fear on the right in regard to different cultures. I know that you, Anne, have spoken extensively about, oh my God, English is no longer going to be the main language in the United States. That's not true. That's not true. And besides which, why does it make you so uncomfortable to hear people speak Spanish, right? And then you also refer to your own family members as settlers. Well, okay, so they got the luck of the draw and they were able to come into this country and settle without, people discriminating against them and stopping them from doing so. But who are we to say, oh, Mexicans can't come in because, as you say, you think they're peasants? I don't think they're peasants. I actually think that they enrich this country with their culture. So.
We're going to get 3 questions. of all, this sneering mocking of Americans who suddenly wake up one day and find out no one is speaking English in their neighborhoods, I think is extremely elitist and snooty. I'm quite sure you all wouldn't like it if your kids came home from school and they sounded like Sarah Palin. I think that would be a cultural shock for you. Certainly in California, most of the neighborhoods that have gone all Hispanic are black neighborhoods, and not through casual movement. One of the ways our culture changes with immigration, both legal and illegal, is there is not a lot of tolerance, as much tolerance as Americans have. You have black gangs, or rather Hispanic gangs, going into the black neighborhoods, screaming epithets, throwing bottles at their houses. The LA Times has written this up extensively. So I think it's very sneering and mocking of you to be referring to mostly African American and other immigrant neighborhoods that suddenly aren't speaking English, and oh, they're afraid of Spanish. No, they think that their kids shouldn't be turned away from a job at McDonald's because they don't speak Spanish. That was one witness's testimony in Congress, a black guy from Los Angeles. And
so actually, both of these people actually made good remarks about immigration, so that I'm actually putting this up to your own evaluation and your own point of view. Which one do you like? Which one do you support? So, but there's a very another controversial, I think very stupid thing Ann Coulter said right now. I'm gonna show you. Wait. I think it was 43, something like that. Yeah. So it was like she said that this is biracial. America was biracial, like only two races there, only two different races here. So let's see. It was a very stupid statement, I think, by Ann Coulter.
People have pointed out we are not a multiracial country, we are not a multicultural country, we are a biracial country. For 400 years, this country was black and white. And we have had black people here as long as white people.
Is this a biracial country?
And African Americans, can I finish this point? It seems to have set off the crowd. Look, African Americans obviously got the short end of the stick for about 200 years. This is why I was explaining on the last panel. This is why we have civil rights. This is why we have constitutional provisions. This is why we allow, this is why we have affirmative action. It wasn't the rainbow.
And then there's also another thing that which actually Ann Kasparian, again, because she's a social justice warrior, in this next episode, which I'm going to show you now, she actually accused Ann Coulter for being racist. Oh my god. So now let's see what Ann Kasparian says about Ann Coulter. Like, she accuses her of being racist. So that, let's see.
Wow, I don't even know where to start. So, in that long-winded rant, you proceeded to insult people in a racist way, and then have the audacity to say that our immigration policies are racist, or allowing more immigrants in would lead to more racism. It's absurd.
How is anything I said racist?
Actually, she didn't make any racist remarks, but Ann Kasparian is a typical TYT social justice warrior. You know, whatever you say, oh, you are racist, you are sexist, you are misogynist, you are xenophobic, you are homophobic, you are, you know, like TYT, typical left-wing social justice warriors think that they are, you know, they will name calling you all the fucking time, even you make a small slight criticism. So they will just name call you. Ah, you are racist, you are xenophobic, you are this, you are this. So let's see what Ann Coulter will say in this exact occasion.
How is what you said? You just talked about people speaking Spanish and how parents don't want to hear that because they're concerned that their kids might want to end up working at McDonald's. You're assuming that people are coming into this country.
No, you weren't listening.
Yeah.
No, there was a testimony before Congress from LA communities where black witnesses were going in saying, my kid applied to the local McDonald's, they wouldn't hire him because he didn't speak Spanish. It is mostly black communities that are being overwhelmed with illegal immigrants, and to be mocking them and saying they're afraid of Spanish people, I think is very dismissive and insulting.
So here actually Ann Coulter did repeat what she said in the debate. So if you want to watch it, you can actually go and watch it in the debate. So it was not racist at all. So Ann Kasparian actually slandered again because she doesn't give a fuck, you know, about what is racist, what's not racist. She just says whatever she disagrees racist or xenophobic or whatever. Ann Kasparian, it's her mindset. So actually, to be honest, to be fair, Ann Coulter was not racist there. So it was just Ann Kasparian misunderstood this exact episode, which just Coulter has just actually explained once again. So, but here, Ann Kasparian says very, actually it's very correct. Okay, it's very correct thing, and it is really. I actually really liked how Ann Kasparian said it to a person who is right-wing.
Here's what happens in this free... Hold on. You like the free market, right? You love the free market. I love the free market as well, as long as you don't have... Let me finish my point.
Keep going.
Okay. In a free market, of course, there will be competition for certain jobs, right? And so the most skilled worker is likely to get that position. Being bilingual is a skill. You're able to communicate. And I get it. If you're not bilingual, it makes you uncomfortable. You're not as competitive. But guess what? You know, we live in a country where you have all the resources at your fingertips. You can learn a language for free online. And so... enough with this victimhood, because I feel like there's a lot of victimhood coming from you right now.
It was good. I really like this horseface Ann Kasparian's commentary about this. It was really great, amazing. Punchline after punchline. You know, it was really great from Ann Kasparian, which I was really suspicious of her mental capacity, but in this exact moment she actually did say a really great line, which was actually, how to say, she got pulverized. She got just pulverized. So the debate actually got much more heated in the last part of the conversation between these two people. So let's see the last moments. Okay, so from here.
Saying we have a policing violence problem. Do we have a police violence problem?
Not as much as we have a black males killing black males problem. And that's, I mean, I think I care more about black lives. It is cops that are trying to save.
Ann Coulter, in this case, they say that she's actually right, because if you look at the statistics, more black people in America are dying dying as a result of another black shooting them or killing them. Nearly 90% of blacks die because of the shooting or another attack by black people. So the other nearly 10% are dying from attack from white people. So she's actually right, and Coulter in this case right, but she's very rude, you know, like how she says actually pretty rude. So she should have said it in a much, how to say, in a kinder way, you know, so in a much more, how to say, polite way. But she's kind of rude here, but what she says is statistically true. So let's see how Ann Kasparian responded.
You know, we also have a problem in the country of white men killing white men, because guess what? Criminals kill people in their areas, and we live in segregated neighborhoods. And so if you look at the numbers, you see the same thing when it comes to white individuals.
Completely wrong. Completely wrong. So now I'm gonna show you the actually true facts. So it's completely untrue. It's not correct what she said. So despite the fact that black people are only 13% of the population, they are making 52% of the all murder and manslaughter and the crimes. So blacks, being only 13% of the population, they are committing nearly 52% of all the crimes, and whites being 72% of the population, they are making 45% of all crimes. So she is wrong here. She's lying, and we have to call it out. We have to show the facts, because we have to be honest, we have to be fair. And she's lying here. She's just being a social justice warrior who acts with emotions and hysteria rather than facts, official data, and official statistics.
Arrested and prosecuted for marijuana possession, which is, by the way, I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be prosecuted for marijuana possession. That's a gigantic waste of our resources.
So I don't know anything about this topic, that blacks are much more likely to end up in prison for the same thing as the whites do. So I don't know anything about this topic specifically, so I'm not gonna say anything. So I don't know, because okay, so I cannot say anything. Maybe she is right, maybe she is wrong about this topic that she's just mentioned. So I don't know. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up, because I don't know anything. I have to be honest and fair. So let's see. But generally speaking, to talk about marijuana, Ann Coulter gave a very stupid answer. Like, it was totally nonsense, absurd shit. So listen to what Ann Coulter said.
Nobody goes to prison for possession of pot.
That's untrue.
More than... No, I know you're all potheads and you're going to have trouble following what I'm about to say. But as you will be able to read in failing New York Times, almost 90% of people in prison are in prison as a result of a plea bargain. No one gets arrested and tried for possession of marijuana. But if they happen to have marijuana on them...
Very stupid argument. Very, very stupid argument. Anyway, so let's skip this point. She showed herself as a very stupid, dumb person. Anyway, let's continue.
Not on you.
No. May I jump in? This is one of my favorite topics. I did a TEDx talk on it, so there's been a lot of research into this. Why do you guys think we have private prisons? Why are our taxpayer dollars going toward private prisons? And why do we even need them, right? Don't we have county prisons, federal prisons? Well, it's because in the 1980s, because of Republican leadership, we passed a bunch of draconian laws specifically in regard to marijuana. And so our prison systems, all of a sudden, were just filled with people who got caught with possession of pot, right? And so, these entrepreneurs see that there's some, there's an entrepreneurial opportunity here. And so you have the emergence of Corrections Corporation of America and Geo Group. And guess what they did? They're like, give us your nonviolent drug offenders and make us rich. So your tax dollars aren't really going to welfare recipients and all these little guys that, people want to distract you with. They're going to private industries like private prisons who have a vested interest to criminalize nonviolent individuals, particularly those who get caught with drugs.
So anyway, then Ann Coulter is asked. It's actually the next point the point that I'm going to show you right now is that I really I really found it very hilarious actually what Ann Coulter says just right now. So you will watch it and laugh. Let's laugh together. We got so emotional here. Oh my god. So let's laugh at it. What Ann Coulter says just right now.
Should marijuana be legal?
No, you can legalize all the drugs you want once there isn't a welfare state. But no, marijuana makes people retarded.
Like she shows like marijuana makes people retarded. Let's watch it again. I can't get enough of it, you know. Just watch this again.
Once there isn't a welfare state. But no, marijuana makes people retarded. Especially when they're young.
One more time.
No, you can legalize all the drugs you want once there isn't a welfare state. But no, marijuana makes people retarded. Especially when they're young.
Oh my god.
We've got
Come on. Actually, it was funny whether you are left or right. It was funny as shit. So okay, so it's the end of the debate. Actually, the debate was not that interesting. I made this whole debate interesting. It was boring as fuck. So say thanks to me. And as a conclusion, as the last point, I agree with that. I'm actually libertarian in this issue. That I think that yeah, marijuana should be legalized, but it doesn't mean that we should encourage people to use marijuana, or we shouldn't encourage people to live a very unhealthy life, to make a decision that's very we shouldn't encourage people to make unhealthy lifestyle decisions such as drinking alcohol, smoking, being fat, promiscuity, and on and on. So if something is free or should be free, doesn't mean that we should be encouraging the people, especially the young people, to do it. So thanks all the people who watched this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be making videos. I will try to make videos regularly, and subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it, and see you until the next time. Peace.